Good day, everyone. This is grade 8 tutor. I'm the person of Fajima Derek. Today we are going to treat the unit 5, that is quality management. So make sure that as you are listening, paying attention to it, you pay key attention to whatever thing that is going to be treated here. Great. So here, let's move on. When we talk of quality, we are going to talk of what quality is, the dimension of quality, the importance of quality, and the implication of poor quality. How quality is measured, quality control, and total quality management, and also the quality standard. So that is what we are going to treat. So what is quality? Quality is a distinct attribute or characteristic possessed by something. So the standard of something is measured against other things of similar kind. So when we talk of quality, what makes a particular how do I say it? A particular product or service or stand alone, its characteristic, its attribute that it possesses. Hope you are getting the point. So most of the time, for you to measure quality, you measure quality against similar products of what similar kind. Are we good? Great. So here, when you talk of quality, quality can be also the degree of excellence of something. How excellent, the ideal type of something. That is what is meant to talk of what quality, the degree of excellence, or maybe a state of being free of defect. So quality can also mean that a stage whereby there is nothing or there is no defect to talk about. Hope you are getting the understanding. Great. According to Thomas Foster, he defined quality as the measure of goodness that is inherent in a product or service. So the measure of the goodness that a certain product or service carries. That is what it is determined by what Thomas Foster as what quality. And according to W. Edwards Deming, define quality as good quality means a predictable degree of uniformity and dependability with a quality standard suited to the customer. So according to Edwards, he was saying that quality is a predictable degree, meaning that something a certain level of degree that you can predict, which is having or you the customer can depend on it, than some kind of dependability. You get it? Great. So here, what is quality per se? Quality is the ability of a product or service to consistently meet or exceed customers' expectation. So the ability of a product you have produced as an organization, if you are being consistent in making sure that you meet the expectations of the customer. So you have to know that the ability of a product or a service to consistently meet or exceed customers' expectation is what then is called what? Quality. Okay, so in case the product that you have produced, it is not meeting consistently, not meeting the demands or the expectation of the customer, we can deem it to be called what? Quality. Are we good? Great. So then what level of quality is it acceptable? Is it 40%, 80, 90%, 95, 99, or 100%? It is 100%. We want 100% what? Quality, because if 99.9 is good enough, then 12 babies will be given to the wrong mothers each day. Of course. So when we are talking of quality, meaning that the slightest mistake that you commit, even if it's 0.01 mistake of quality that we commit, it can cause a great damage. Hope you are good. So when we are measuring quality, or the acceptable quality that we are going to accept is 100%. It should be of no defect. No defect. Hope you are getting the understanding. Great. So what then is quality management? Quality management tries to manage all aspects of the organization in order to excel in all dimensions that are important to customers. So when we are talking of quality management, we are not only focusing on the product and service itself, but all aspects of the organization. You get it? In order to excel. So when all other aspects is excelling in all dimensions, it also helps to make sure that we bring out the best thing to our customers. Hope you're good. So quality management is an act of overseeing all activities and tasks needed to maintain a desired level of what? Excellence by an organization. Hope you are getting the point. So what we go through, overseeing the activities of the organization, making sure that all the activities that we are overseeing, we want to maintain that desired level that the customers need from us or from we the organization. Are we good? Great. So here we have the 8 dimensions of product quality. Yes, we have the performance according to Garvin's 8 quality dimension. That is performance, features, reliability, conformance, durability, serviceability, aesthetics, and a perceived what? Quality. Hope you are getting the understanding. So we are going to discuss each of them one after the other to get a better understanding of them. So here, when we talk of the Garvin's 8 dimensions of product quality, first one is performance. Performance simply means what's the basic work of the product, what the product must perform. The basic operating characteristics of a product is its performance, not the features. Before you consider the features, you must first consider if the product is going to perform what is expected of it to perform. You getting it? So how well a product or service delivers on expectation based on measurable attributes. Hope you're getting the point. That talks of what? The performance. Are we good? Great. So here we move on to reliability. The degree of dependability and trustworthiness of the product for a long period of time. So how dependable you depends on a particular product is what it tends to be reliable. So one of the features of a product quality, one of the features that a product will have to carry to perform its quality is its reliability. Is a product reliable? Can you depend on it? Can you trust the product? Hope you are getting it. So the probability of the product or service failing within a specific time period. Is there a probability that, okay, this product will fail or this product won't fail? You have to consider all of them. Hope you're getting the point. So when you talk of product quality, what has to consist? First, it must consist of its performance, its reliability. Can we depend on it? Is the product reliable? Are we good? Great. So then, what then is conformance? So the conformance is the degree to which a product meets pre-established standards or specification. Yes, is the product or the product that we are talking about, the dimension of the product, can it conform to what? Standards or the standards of dimensions of products? Hope you're getting the point. So the conformance just is not the degree to which it meets pre-established standards or specifications. Hope you're getting the point. And then with durability, it measures the time a product performs before replacement becomes necessary. Is it durable? Can the product stand for a longer period of time? Or maybe it measures the time between which the product performs before replacement becomes necessary. Are we good? Great. So amount of use before a product or service is no longer usable, and purchasing a replacement is the preferable solution. Yes, when we are talking of durability, there should be a time that you can use these products too, whereby it will get to a time that you have to buy another product. That is when. So is it durable? Can we measure its durability, the product quality? Can we measure its durability? Yes or no? It has to be measured so that we will get to know the time that it can perform its functions and no longer perform, and then we have to what? Buy another. Are we good? Great. So here we have the serviceability, meaning that the part of a product, in case there's a faulty somewhere, can it be repaired so that we won't have to repair the whole product itself? Are we good? So the ease of getting repairs, speed of repairs, courtesy and competence of a repair person. You get it? The ease, promptness, competence, and courtesy of repair or services. That is the serviceability. According to the serviceability aspect, when we are talking of a product quality, how is it the ease at which we can easily repair a part of the product when it gets fault or when it gets faulty? There are some products that can be serviceable, and then there are some products that cannot be serviceable, like talking of the repairs. Hope you are good. Great. So the features, 6. Those characteristics that supplement the basic function. So in as much that the basic function of the product is to perform, we have other features that counts, that makes the product, or that enhance the quality of the product. That is what? The features. Hope you are getting the point. Something that supplements, something that adds more value to what? To the product. Are we good? Great. So here we have the aesthetic. The aesthetic is how the product looks, feels, sounds, tastes, smells. Subjective view of product appearance, smell, feeling, etc. So aesthetics are a matter of personal judgment and reflection of individual preference. So when you're talking of aesthetics, it talks of how the product looks. So at first we are having a way that Vortic looks, how it looks, the shape of its bottle. You get it? But here with aesthetic, it is subjective because it is the individual that determines how nice it is. Maybe you're getting the point. Great. So that is all about the aesthetic, because at first, Vortic was having a way that they produce their bottle, but now they have changed it. You get it? They are conforming to the what? To that dimension to make sure that they meet the needs of what? Customers. Are we good? Great. So here we move on to the perceived quality. Consumers do not always have complete information about product or service attributes. Indirect measures may be their only basis for comparing brands, such as advert, assumption, brand reputation. So very subjective and what? Individualistic perception. So with the perceived quality, what is the consumer perceiving? You get it? In as much that the consumer will not get enough information about the product, there should be a certain way that you must project your quality towards your consumers. It can be through advert, it can be through assumptions of brand repetition, brand reputation. Are we good? Yes. So most of the times, this perceived quality is subjective and also individualistic perception. That is, it is according to the what? To the consumer. You get it? How we perceive quality. It is not you the one bringing me the product that you have to perceive the quality from. No. The consumer himself or herself must what? Be able to perceive the quality. Because even though the person hasn't gotten it, much information about your product, but how do you perceive, or how do you make sure that you push your product in order for them to have a perception about that product? Are we good? Great. So with the original 10 dimensions of service quality, you have the product quality, you have the service quality. You know that organizations don't only produce products, at the same time they also produce what? Services as well. So the original dimension, you have the tangibles: reliability, responsiveness, communication, credibility, security, competence, courtesy, understanding, or empathy, or tend to its access. So I'm going to discuss each of them, then we are good to go. So with one, the tangibles, although service is something that cannot be felt, but the physical appearance of facilities, staff, and buildings speak of what? Tangibility. Hope you are good. Yes. So the service quality, how you are providing your service to them, the physical appearance of it. Where are you providing the service? Are you providing a service under conducive facilities? The staff people that you are working with, are they well reserved? Are they well presented? Are we good? Great. And the second one is what? Reliability. The ability to reproduce the same level of service again and again. So in case you perform a service to someone, how you also make sure that you produce that same service to the other. It talks of reliability. Are we good? Great. And the responsiveness, that is the speed with which queries, etc. are dealt with. So when request comes, the speed at which you respond to those requests is what we call what? Responsiveness. How you respond to request, how you respond to quest, and then if there's others, how you respond to them. Your responsiveness to them is what we call it what? The responsive aspect of what? Service quality. So the quality of a service can either be determined in tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, and then we move on to what? Communication. That is the clarity and understanding of the information given to the client. So the communication aspect of the service quality aspect of a communication, is it well communicable? Is it well understandable? The communication that you have communicated to the consumer, Has the consumer been able to understood or like get the concept of that product? Yes or no? Yes. That talks of the communication, because communication is well communicated when understanding is achieved. Are we good? Great. So that is what about that is the communication, that is the clarity and the understanding of what the information given to the client. Are we good? Great. So because of the credibility, the trustworthiness of the service provider. Who is the service provider? Can the service provider be trusted? Can the person providing the service to you, can the person be trusted? Yes. It also counts in what? Service quality. Are we good? The credibility of it. Hope you are getting the understanding. Great. And we are talking of security. So with security, security is the physical safety of the customer or the privacy of the client's information. So as you are providing service to your customer or your consumer, you must make sure that you provide, there's a form of security, because it all counts on how quality your service is going to be, how well you manage information, how well you make sure that the information of your client remains private or remains between you, the service provider, and also your client as well. Are we good? Great. And talk of the competence, that is the actual technical expertise of the service provider. Is the service provider competent that he can actually provide this to you? You get it? So that these are the things that count, the dimension that counts in order to make a service what? To make the quality of a service to be recognized. Are we good? You have the courtesy or the assurance, the attitude of the service provider, and the manner adopted by the server. What we are getting? So how you are what? Well serving, your attitude towards your service. We are not only just interested in the service you are providing, but the attitude in attached to the service they are providing. Are we good? So let's say you are working in a restaurant, you are serving your client, but there should be a right attitude, a courtesy that you have to add to the service that you are what you are providing to your what, client or your customers. So here's the case that you are working at a restaurant, you are providing a service to your customers, and then you are frowning your face, even though you are providing a service. But the attitude in attached to the service that you are providing is something that is not what good. It can either be determined, or it can either help to determine whether your service is quality or not. Are we good? Great. And we are talking of what? Understanding or empathy. So how well the provider of the service understand the client's needs. Of course, it counts. So in case a client comes to you the service provider, how you lead with empathy, how you make sure that you put your shoes in the shoes of your client. Sorry, you put your legs in the shoes of the client. Hope you get it. Like, you put yourself in the situation that your client is facing, leading with empathy. How you understand the problem of what your client, it also counts as well. Hope you get it. And then access. How easy is it to reach the service provider? Is it geographically or by phone? Of course. How quality your service can be measured in how accessible they can reach you. So in case you have a company that you make sure that you supply, maybe you are selling maybe any food, you have the ordering system, and then how you respond to others, determines whether you are of quality or not. If you are good, sometimes the product might not be nice, but how you respond towards others, how people can easily access or can easily get to you or can reach to you, the service provider, also counts. Are we good? Great. So here we have the dimensions as we have explained earlier: the appearance, the tangible, the reliability, responsiveness, the assurance is the credibility, the security, the competence aspect of it, and also we move on to the other aspects as well. So we are having credibility, security, access, communication, understanding the customer, that is leading with empathy, making effort to understand the customer. So you can spend time to go through all these, and then we are good to go. So here we are going to talk about the 5 key dimensions of the service provider. We call it the rater. That is reliability, assurance, you get it, tangible, empathy, and then what? Responsiveness. You get it. The 5 key dimensions, even though we have the 10 one, but we have the 5 key dimensions. That is called what? The rater. So the tangibles, the appearance of the physical facilities, equipment, and what personnel and communication materials. You, the one providing the service, what are the things that come? How are you providing the service? Are you providing in a well-structured facility? The equipment that you are using to provide that service also counts. That's the tangible aspect. And the reliability, ability to perform the promised service dependably and accurately. So in case you have promised someone to provide a service, or you are expected to provide a service to someone, how the ability that you perform it, that people can depend on you no matter the time, or customers can depend on you no matter the time. Are we good? Great. And the responsiveness is the willingness to help customers and provide prompt service. How you respond towards customers as soon as possible. Your degree of responsiveness to their what requests. Are we good? Great. And the assurance talks of what? The knowledge and the courtesy of employees and their ability to convey trust and confidence. Are we good? Great. So here, the empathy also talks of caring, individualized attention to firm, the individualized attention the firm provides to its customer. That is how you make sure that you understand the needs of the customer. You put your foot in the shoes of your customer. You put yourself in the situation of your customer, understanding your customer's needs. That is talking for the empathy. So these are the 5 key dimensions that you have to take note. That is rater. Are we good? Great. So the importance of quality. Why is quality important? Quality importance is very important in a firm's success. Is one, it helps improve customers' loyalty. How customer becomes loyal to your product. It can also be as a result of how quality you produce your product and services to your customer. Are we good? And how strong your brand reputation is. So the importance of quality, it helps to build, or it helps the number of your customer loyalty. It increases customers' loyalty. It builds a strong brand reputation. People get to know that, okay, customers get to know that, okay, yes, this actual product has what? A level of what? Quality. Are we good? Great. And you have retailers want to stock the product. Of course. So if there are times that retailers stock the product because of your quality that you provide, retailers always come and be stocking your product. They buy in box. Not in box like BOS, but in bulk. Box. Are we good? Great. So attracting and retaining good staff. Of course, when you have or you produce your product or service in a certain quality, you always maintain your workers and also attract other more staff or workers to come into your organization. Are we good? Great. You have the fewer returns and replacement, which leads to reduced cost. Of course, when you keep on, or when you build your quality, it will get to a time that, or it always makes sure that people don't come and then be returning the goods that you bought to them. So there's less returns in yours. You get it? Because since your product is of quality and then it meets their expectation, the number or the returns of inwards that you are going to get from your product becomes very low, which leads to reduced cost, so that it can reduce the cost of you not producing again or making sure that you replace them. Are we good? Great. So the implication of poor quality. What happens when there's poor quality? Customer related consequences. Of course, inferior quality or services can lead to dissatisfied customers. Yes. If you always produce poor quality, customers won't be satisfied, because the satisfaction of a customer comes as a result of how well your product or service can serve them. You hope you are getting it. So if you are not serving your customers well, they are going to be dissatisfied. So it will lead to loss of revenue. They are not going to purchase anything from you again. They are not going to stay loyal to you because of your poor quality. So that is all about the customer related consequence. What happens, or the consequences that happens at the customer's aspect. And then what are the consequences that happens at the operation aspect? That is, it includes lost time, wasted resources, decreased efficiency, and leading to increased production cost. Of course, if there is poor quality, you are always wasting resources, because the resources that has to be well managed to produce that quality, you are wasting it. You are not bringing out that quality to them. So always, because you are not meeting the expectations of the customer, you are always wasting resources. You get it? Yes. And as you are wasting those resources, it leads to decreased efficiency, and then it increased production costs. Instead of you to use the limited product, the limited resources to produce quality, since you are not producing the level of quality to your customers, always and always, you are also producing. It increases your production costs. Are we good? Great. And then with the business related aspect, yes, what happens to the business when you always what? Perform what? Poor quality, or you perform poor in terms of quality. You lose customers. You always, your productivity is low. It increase cost, always product liability claims leading to legal action against the manufacturer or supplier. Yes, this could mean increased insurance premium, increased legal fees, decreased reputation, loss of goodwill, and increased product records. Of course. So what happens to the business when they are performing what poorly in terms of quality? They lose customers. They always, cost is increasing. They will lose their goodwill. They will lose their reputation. They will even lose how people will call them. How customers will rely on your product, calling up on you. You, the business, this is what you are going to what? Face. The consequences that you are going to face. Are we good? Great. And then we have the society-related consequences. That is, poor quality can have several adverse effects on the society as a whole, such as increased cost and might harm people and the environment. Because you are not because you are performing poorly, always there's increase in production. So in case you are working in an industry and then always you produces those poisonous gases outside, because you are not perceiving quality and always you are producing and producing, out of that production, your byproduct have an adverse effect and negative effect on what? The society as a whole. Are we good? Great. So here you can see that the service quality and organizational performance, you have the independent variable and the dependent variable. So the dependent variable is the organizational performance. How well organization is going to perform depends on what? The quality of what? Its service. You get it? So if you are providing empathy, good empathy, convenience, good network assurance, always the organizational performance what? Increases in financial performance. Always it goes internal process of performance, customer market performance. You get it? So organizational performance as a dependent variable, it depends on what? The quality at which the service is going to be provided, which is the independent variable. Are we good? Great. So here, this brings us to the end of our lesson for part 1 for quality management or quality. We are going to continue with the next lesson on the other video. Sorry, in the other video as well. So thank you very much. This is grade 8 tutor. I'm in the person of Ajimani Derek, and I was your facilitator for today's lesson. Don't forget to subscribe. Share this video to your friend to get a better understanding of this course. See you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.